Hello everybody, how are you all doing today? I am doing very well, thank you. Today I am going to be doing a Hobonichi catch up. I actually have so much to catch up on in my Hobonichi. It's actually becoming a little bit overwhelming at the moment. So how I used to use it or have been using it for the past year, and actually this is my second year of using a Hobonichi. This is the A6 Avec, so they come in half years, so this is the first half of the second year I've been using it. And usually what I do is I let a week go by and then I sit and catch up in the Hobonichi, doodling my days, etc. But recently I've just found that I have not been picking it up, and I don't know why. Well, I think I do know why. It's because I've got some more sketchbooks recently that I have been enjoying sketching and doodling in. So any doodling that I would usually do in my Hobonichi has been going into other sketchbooks, and I think that's why. I'm gonna say that's why. So I'm kind of working backwards here from the 23rd of May, which is when I filmed this video. So I'm working backwards from the day that I had, and then anything that I sort of remembered from the last few weeks. But I do think I have about 4 weeks to catch up on. Maybe it's not that much, maybe it's 2 weeks. But as you can see, there's a page per day. So I like to do roughly what I did in that month and that week. And this is actually me today. This is what I'm drawing, me today in the rain, going to work because it rained so much today. It's currently the rainy season in Japan, not the typhoon season, because that is a whole different thing. This is just the rainy season between April and June, where it tends to rain quite a bit. So it rained all night and it rained all day, so I just wanted to document that. It's things like this that I will miss when I leave Japan. It's things like this that I want to document. Not exactly the rain, because everyone knows it rains a lot in the UK, but the actual season of raining. Like, I think I forget how much it rains in the UK, so there doesn't tend to be like a season for it. It just kind of rains on and off during the whole year. So that is something that's very different living in Japan, is that the seasons are very distinctive, to the point where I looked in my 5-year journal, and this exact day 5 years ago, this exact day 1 year ago last year was also I had documented how rainy it had been. So almost to the exact day, the weather seems to run like clockwork in Japan. So you can kind of feel the seasons changing, etc. So, which you can a little in the UK, but it is blurred by all the rain. So I just wanted to document that. And then the next thing, I just thought, I've been drinking a lot of tea recently, and I'd recently drawn these 2 little mug designs for mine and my husband's mug. This makes it look like my husband is very grumpy. He's absolutely not very grumpy at all. But I had drawn this face on in another sketchbook, like doodling it, and I really liked it. So I put these 2 faces onto the mugs, and I wrote, "Put the kettle on," because the mornings and the evenings at the moment are very cold. So I feel like we've been getting through a lot of tea. We obviously drink a lot of tea. Maybe that's obvious. Is that obvious? I don't know. We drink a lot of tea. So but recently I feel like we've been drinking a lot more than maybe usual. For May, you would expect it's quite warm, but actually it's not yet quite warm. So yes, we've been getting through a lot of tea. This is, to be honest, this is just life. So if it seems boring to you or anything, this is kind of just the things of life for me, like just documenting these small things that might not seem important now, but then I'll look back on them on years to come, and maybe I'll remember how I felt about that specific thing in the environment that I was living in. So Speaking of the environment that I'm living in, if you don't know, I think you probably do if you've watched a few of my videos, but I live in the countryside amongst the rice paddies. So if you look at my window, you will see just rolling rice paddies. I have to drive through them to get to work. When I say through them, on the road, but either side are rice paddies. And at this time of year, the frogs have taken up residence in the rice paddies, and in the evening time they are very, very noisy as well. As I'm driving home, if it's raining, unfortunately there are lots of little frogs in the road, and because they come out into the road when it's raining, so there is just frogs everywhere during this time of year, and I just think they're so cute. They're usually this bright green color and they're really small, but in the evening time it's just like one of the sounds that reminds me so much of living here. And again, I just wanted to document the amount of frogs. So I'll always remember that during May, at the start of May and mid-May, the frogs are out, and that's why I did the page like that, with frogs, frogs, frogs everywhere. And then this page is inspired by my nursery lessons. We read to the children. We did a big story time, kind of like a puppet show, with the three little pigs. And I don't often document what I do in my day job. I like to keep that side of my life a little bit more private. However, this day was very exciting because they just absolutely loved this story time. Obviously, everyone loves the story of the three little pigs. I'll huff and I'll puff and I'll blow your house down, like that. So yeah, they really enjoyed it. So I wanted to, that is all that really happened on this day. Was I had my normal lessons as always, but the only thing that was different was we did this like puppet show, so I just documented that. But I've been finding it really difficult recently to actually have the time to fill up my Hobonichi, and it's never really bothered me before because I've always been able to catch up with things like this. So what I've been doing during this catch up is trying to do as many pages as possible. And the way I do that is either eliminate the pencil drawing. So as you can see, I'm going straight in with pen here, and with the previous page as well, just straight in with the pen and not too fussy over the drawing part. And I either do that or I use like Posca pens, which cover a large amount of space in a short time, and they're very opaque as well, so it's good for just getting any colour on there. And using the Tombow markers as well, I find that they're really good for just colouring like a large space, and also for titles the Tombow markers are really good. That's what I'm using like right now, and I find that you can get on a lot of colour in a short time. So if I want to do any slightly translucent colouring, then I will use the Tombow markers, and if I want to do opaque, I will use the Posca at the moment. But usually I can use watercolors or like crayons, but they do take a little bit more time. That's how I've been sort of trying to catch up with it, and I'm honestly wondering whether I will get a Hobonichi next year. I think I probably will, just because I don't want to miss out. However, just this last part of like the last few months has been quite difficult to catch up with, and I don't know if that's because my routine has changed slightly, so I have a lot less time at the moment. Also, with all the preparations for moving back home, I don't feel stressed at all, but any spare time that I do have is put into that, is preparing to go back home, so packing boxes and preparing various documents and different things like that. It's just there's a lot to do which I wouldn't usually be doing, and maybe I would have time to do the Hobonichi. So I'm seriously thinking about whether or not to get it next year. I would like to, just to see like a life comparison from my time in Japan, where I started doing the Hobonichi, to my life in the UK. However, I've just bought a new a new traveler's notebooks passport size, which I actually think I might use next year as my daily journal instead of the Hobonichi, but I'm not sure. But I kind of want your guys' input in the comments below, because I know that people really like watching the Hobonichi videos, and I do enjoy like sketching and doodling and keeping my memories in here. So I really want to know what you think. I think if I did a traveler's notebook for next year, I would still document things in this way, but maybe not every day. So it would be like a monthly breakdown of what I'd done, or if there was a particular special day, then I would document that. Might even have a little one insert per thing, per event, per whatever I was doing. So I don't know, let me know in the comments what you think, because I'm really interested to know. And I will see you next Sunday as always with a brand new video. Take care everybody, have a lovely week, bye.